Welcome to Fatherhood, the Power of Presence podcast. I'm Neville F. Solomon, author of How to Sabotage Your Children. Every week, we explore practical ways to strengthen fathers, build healthier families, and leave a legacy that lasts. Thank you for joining me. Let's get started.
So, when you're right in the thick of raising young kids, it doesn't just feel like walking through a fog.
Oh, definitely not.
Right. It feels like you're trudging through waist-deep mud in the pitch dark.
Yeah, that is incredibly accurate.
You're operating on, maybe 4 hours of completely broken sleep. And you're just staring at your feet, trying to survive the next step.
Just making it to bedtime.
Exactly. The next tantrum, the next middle-of-the-night wake-up call. And you do this for days that literally just bleed into weeks.
They do.
But then, almost without warning, the atmosphere shifts. You look up, and the fog is completely evaporated.
It's wild how fast it happens.
It really is. You realize you've crossed an entire landscape. The child who, just yesterday needed you to tie their shoes is suddenly asking for the car keys.
Yes.
And you're just left standing there, totally exhausted, wondering, how did we get here so fast?
It's a universal feeling.
So today, we're taking a deep dive into the podcast notes of Neville F. Solomon, specifically exploring his work around fatherhood and the profound power of presence. And we're drawing a lot of this from his really intriguingly titled book, How to Sabotage Your Children. Basically, we are unpacking the ultimate paradox of parenting and time.
Right. And I think we need to establish a very specific baseline here before we go any further into these notes.
Okay, lay it on us.
Whenever the topic of parental presence comes up, the immediate instinctual reaction for anyone listening is to just, brace for a massive guilt trip.
Oh, for sure. We're all feeling guilty all the time anyway.
Exactly. We live in this era of hyper-parenting where every missed soccer game or fast food dinner feels like a total failure.
Like you're ruining them forever.
Right. But this deep dive is explicitly not about listing the ways we might be falling short.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, the focus here is a fundamental, almost radical shift in perspective regarding what actually constitutes a successful investment in a child's life. It is not about career peaks or intergenerational wealth or heavily curated developmental milestones.
Right, the stuff everyone posts on Instagram.
Exactly. It is actually about emotional security. And the mechanism for that security is astonishingly simple in theory, yet psychologically grueling in practice. Pure, unadulterated presence.
Okay, let's unpack this, because there is a core friction here that Solomon introduces right out of the gate, and it's something every parent feels viscerally.
Oh, absolutely.
He notes that the days can feel incredibly long, but the years pass unbelievably quickly. Why is it that the human brain experiences this, specific type of time distortion when raising children?
Well, it really comes down to a clash of operating systems between the adult brain and the developing child's brain.
Okay, a clash how?
So as adults, our neurology is largely driven by task completion and dopamine. We want to check the box.
Right, clear the inbox, finish the laundry.
Exactly. Organize the playroom, pay the bills. We measure a successful day by how much we move forward.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But a child, especially a young one, does not possess that forward-looking temporal map at all.
They just don't have it.
No, their brain operates almost entirely in the eternal present.
Oh, wow.
So when you, the adult, are forced to sit on the floor and stack the same wooden blocks for 45 minutes, your brain is just screaming that this is unproductive.
It feels agonizingly slow. I've been there.
We all have. The friction between your desire to complete tasks and their need to simply exist in the moment, that is what makes that Tuesday afternoon feel like it lasts for 100 hours.
That makes so much sense.
Right.
We are constantly resisting their pace.
Yes, exactly.
And because we're resisting, because we're physically exhausted by that friction, we just get tunnel vision. We completely lose sight of the overarching timeline.
You're just trying to survive the day.
Right. But I think there is another layer to that exhaustion, which is the societal mandate that we aren't just supposed to raise these kids, we are supposed to expertly manage.
Oh, the pressure is immense.
It really is.
Yeah.
Society constantly tells parents they need to be flawless. We need the aesthetically pleasing nursery, the organic snacks, the perfectly balanced extracurricular schedule.
The Pinterest perfect life.
Exactly. But if the reality is just messy, exhausting, ordinary survival-like, waking up for night feeds, constantly scrubbing mysterious sticky substances off the floor, the laundry pile that literally never ends, doesn't all this messy stuff mean we're somehow failing? if I'm not providing this pristine, optimized environment, aren't I failing the assignment?
See, that is the exact trap of the modern parenting industry.
A trap.
Yes, it conflates optimization with affection. What's fascinating here is that when you strip away the societal noise, the psychological reality of child development is entirely different.
How so?
Children do not possess the cognitive capacity to measure your love by the aesthetic quality of their playrooms.
Right, they don't care if the toys match the rug.
Exactly. They are not looking for flawless fathers or flawless mothers. They are looking for available ones. Yes. The myth of perfection is actually a barrier to connection. Because when you are obsessed with optimizing the environment, your attention is on the environment, not on the child.
Wow. Available over flawless. So we're talking about shifting the metric of success from, did I provide the best thing, to was I in the room when it mattered?
Exactly. Look at the unglamorous realities you just mentioned.
The sticky floors and the laundry.
And the anxious fevers that leave you terrified at 2 a.m, the endless cycle of changing nappies, warming bottles in the dark while you can barely keep your eyes open.
The stuff nobody posts about.
Right. None of that is glamorous. None of it is optimized. But from a developmental standpoint, those are not just chores. They are the fundamental neurological building blocks of attachment.
Because it's not the task itself. It's the physical proximity and the response to their distress, right?
Kate, Rick.
You are wiring their nervous system to understand that when they are vulnerable, someone shows up.
Yes. To an adult, comforting a crying infant for the 5th time in a night is just an exhausting hurdle to getting back to sleep.
You're just thinking, please go to sleep.
Exactly. But to the infant's developing brain, every time you offer that cuddle, every time you respond to the cry, it is actively building trust.
Wow.
You are proving that the world is a safe place. Every comforting hug sends a concrete biological message of safety and love. They measure that love purely by your physical and emotional presence.
That reframes the entire concept of the ordinary moment.
It really does.
I mean, if a father is sitting on the floor doing something completely mundane like building a misshapen Lego tower,
Yeah.
or listening to a 4-year-old proudly explain a drawing of a dinosaur that looks absolutely nothing like a dinosaur.
Right, it looks like a blob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The adult brain is probably bored to tears. But you're saying the child is extracting something entirely different from that interaction.
Absolutely. To the adult, the drawing is meaningless and the Lego tower is just plastic. But by giving the child your undivided attention, by choosing to inhabit their slow, unstructured time instead of rushing back to your adult tasks, you are communicating something profound.
What's the message there?
You are saying, I see you, you matter. You're telling them they matter enough for you to stop your world and enter theirs.
Oh, that's powerful.
It is. That sustained attention establishes their foundational sense of self-worth. You are literally building their identity out of those messy, seemingly insignificant moments.
Okay, well, here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Because childhood isn't static.
No, it flies by.
Right. Eventually, those scattered toys on the lounge floor disappear. The physical dependency of infancy and toddlerhood fades. So if presence in the early years is defined by sitting on the floor with blocks and surviving sleepless nights, what happens when they grow up? Because the need for parental presence doesn't just evaporate when they hit double digits.
Not at all.
It just has to change shape, right?
It undergoes a massive transformation. Every stage of a child's life presents a distinct developmental requirement, which means the type of presence required from the parent must constantly evolve.
It's like having an app's operating system running in the background.
Ooh, I like that analogy.
Like the hardware, which is your physical proximity, your attention, your foundational availability, that has to remain a constant. But the interface completely changes. You upgrade from the teaching them to ride a bicycle interface to the helping them navigate their first major heartbreak interface.
That is a highly accurate way to visualize it. The hardware must remain powered on, but the interface must adapt to increasing complexity.
Right.
The nappies and the bedtime stories eventually vanish. They are replaced by bicycles, which turn into homework, and then intense high-stakes exams.
The stress levels definitely go up.
Oh, absolutely. And the conversations shift from imaginary games to incredibly complex discussions about bullying, career choices, social dynamic.
It gets deep.
It does. You find yourself navigating layered conversations about romantic relationships, personal responsibility, faith, and really their ultimate purpose in the world.
But if the interface requires that much continuous adaptation, the friction for the parent must be immense.
Yeah.
I mean, navigating a teenager's existential crisis about their future is arguably much more emotionally taxing than building a block tower.
Yes.
It requires a completely different type of energy.
It requires deep emotional stamina. When they are small, the exhaustion is primarily physical. Your back aches, you are sleep deprived.
True.
But when they are older, the exhaustion is emotional and psychological. You are no longer just keeping them safe from sharp edges, you are helping them construct a worldview.
Wow, yeah.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it reveals that presence is not a temporary duty we fulfill until they can feed themselves. The need for an available parent continues well beyond the teenage years. It extends deeply into their adulthood.
Because even as adults, they're still running that original software you helped program. They still look to that foundational relationship to gauge their footing in the world.
Yes. There will come a time when your adult children might need your accumulated wisdom far more than they need your financial support.
Right.
They will face career failures, perhaps the breakdown of their own relationships, the struggles of raising their own children. And in those moments, they don't need you to fix it for them like you did when they were toddlers.
They just need you there.
They just need to know that the hardware is still running. They need to know that someone out there still believes in them implicitly. The role adapts, but the fundamental human need for an available parent does not.
Which naturally brings us to a very pragmatic and honestly a very difficult friction point.
Let's hear it.
If this commitment to presence is lifelong, and if it requires this constant, exhausting adaptation, what happens when it collides with the reality of modern life? Because it is incredibly easy for us to sit here and say, just put down your phone and be present. But what if answering those emails late at night is what keeps the boss happy, which is what pays the mortgage?
Right.
Life is demanding. So what is the actual tangible cost of choosing that path of least resistance? Choosing the work, the overtime, the distractions over these repeated ordinary moments with our kids.
You're hitting on the exact tension that creates the regret we see so often in older generations.
Okay, tell me more about that.
The source material contrasts two very different outcomes here. It is entirely true that we have a duty to provide, but we have to be ruthlessly honest with ourselves about our default modes.
What do you mean?
Are we genuinely answering an emergency email that threatens our livelihood? Or are we chronically numbing ourselves with urgent tasks because sitting in unstructured time with our children feels understimulating to our fast-paced adult brains?
Oh, wow. That hits hard.
It does. And the source addresses this by looking at the stark reality at the end of the parenting journey. The most common heartbreaking regret from older parents is never that they didn't work enough. No one wishes they worked more overtime.
Right.
They wish they hadn't been so busy. The author paints this incredibly poignant picture of the quiet house.
The quiet house.
Yes, you spend 2 decades complaining about the noise, the chaos, the toys everywhere.
The disaster zones.
Exactly. And then suddenly, you have exactly what you thought you wanted. The toys are packed away, the bedrooms are tidy, children have moved out, the house is completely silent.
But that silence isn't a victory.
No. That silence is the heaviest sound in the world for a parent who feels they missed the window. And this raises an important question regarding generational perspective.
What's that?
Why is it that grandparents so often embody the exact type of patient, deeply engaged presence that younger parents struggle to find?
No, that's true. They'll just sit there for hours.
Right. A grandparent will happily sit on the floor, listen to a nonsensical story, and never check their watch.
Well, a cynic might say it's just because they don't have to enforce the discipline or they know they can hand the kid back and go take a nap.
There is obviously a practical relief in that, but there is a much deeper psychological mechanism at play. Grandparents operate with the ultimate gift of hindsight.
Hindsight.
They have already lived through the fog. They know exactly how time moves fast. When they hold a grandchild, they aren't just experiencing that baby. They're acutely aware of how aggressively fast the years actually pass.
Because they know the landscape is going to disappear before they can even process it.
Precisely. Their relaxed presence is a quiet warning to younger parents not to rush through the season. They are demonstrating, do not rush through this. The emails do not matter. This season is incredibly fragile.
So bringing all of this together, we have to fundamentally redefine what it means to leave a legacy.
Yes.
Society trains us to think of legacy in purely economic terms. A property portfolio, a trust fund, a family business. But if we follow the logic of everything we've discussed, the true legacy is completely intangible.
It really is.
It's the accumulated memory of thousands of seemingly insignificant moments. It's the memory of family holidays, dinner table laughter, or even just sitting in complete silence, fixing something in the garage on a Saturday morning.
Because the human psyche is not built on spectacular, expensive events. The architecture of a relationship is built through ordinary moments, repeated consistently over a long period of time.
And those ordinary moments become memories. Those memories weave themselves together to form a child's identity.
Exactly.
And that identity creates the emotional security that ultimately builds confident, resilient adults.
That is the ultimate test of the legacy. If you have provided that emotional security through your consistent presence, you have given them the strongest possible armor against the adversities of life.
Which brings us to a very specific, actionable challenge drawn straight from the material we've been analyzing today.
I love this part.
It is a direct antidote to the overwhelm. The challenge for today is to choose just one ordinary moment. You do not need an expensive outing. Just pick one completely mundane interaction today.
Just one.
All right, read a story, cook a meal together, or play a game. But the crucial requirement is this: put your phone away and be completely present.
Because that one ordinary moment possesses the immense potential to become an identity-shaping memory.
Exactly.
And if you find yourself struggling to justify stepping away from your endless to-do list, consider the most striking realization presented in the text.
What's that?
One day, you will pick up your child for the last time, and you won't realize it was the last time.
Oh man, that thought completely stops you in your tracks.
It really does. You'll set them down, and they will grow just enough that it never happens again.
So, what does this all mean for us today? It means your children don't need perfect parents, just parents who keep showing up.
Exactly. Keep showing up.
Now, before we conclude, I want to share a direct message from the author, Neville F. Solomon, and I quote, "If today's episode encouraged you, please like, subscribe, and share this podcast with another father, mother, grandparent, or caregiver. Together, we can strengthen families by encouraging intentional presence and meaningful relationships." If you'd like to explore these principles further, my book, How to Sabotage Your Children, is available now on Amazon. It offers practical insights into the everyday choices that shape a child's future and challenges parents to build homes where children feel seen, secure, and deeply loved. You can also connect with me for keynote presentations, corporate family wellness programs, workshops, and community events. Email nevillesol@icloud.com.
And to leave you with one final thought to ponder as you step back into the reality of your day, let's turn the lens inward. If a child's identity and resilience are forged entirely by the repeated ordinary moments their parents created, what seemingly insignificant, everyday memory from your own childhood secretly formed the foundation of who you are today? And how might you be unconsciously repeating that exact same pattern with the people you love right now?
As we close today's episode, remember this: children don't just grow up in a home, they grow up from it. If you'd like to learn more about my workshops, corporate wellness programs, church seminars, or order a copy of How to Sabotage Your Children, I'd love to connect with you. Contact me on +278 3417 0319. Until next time, I'm Neville F. Solomon, reminding you that fatherhood is more than provision. It is the power of presence. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.